Do you know how the NFL Draft really became one of the most profitable events in sports? Take a moment and think about that. It did not happen because of competition on the field, and it certainly was not driven by touchdowns or championships. It grew through television strategy, controlled information, and carefully manufactured drama. When you sit down to watch Draft Night, you are not watching a sports contest. You are watching a product refined over decades. On paper, the draft is sold as a fairness tool. It is presented as a system designed to help struggling teams recover and restore balance across the league. That idea sounds reasonable, and many fans accept it without question. But the modern draft rewards attention more than improvement. It thrives on uncertainty, not transparency. Ask yourself how often the conversation focuses on real development versus speculation and surprise. What rarely gets discussed is how deeply this system shapes careers, public perception, and fan emotion. Every pause, every rumor, and every unexpected pick is used to maximize engagement. You feel it when a player keeps sliding. You feel it when a selection shocks the broadcast desk. That reaction is not accidental. What you watch on draft night is not chaos, it is design. The draft did not always work this way. It began as a simple administrative process with little public attention. Team executives made selections behind closed doors, and most fans barely noticed. Picks were announced quietly and often reported days later in newspapers. There was no countdown clock, no panel debates, and no drama to sell. Television changed everything. During the 1980s, the league realized that anticipation itself could be packaged as content. When full draft coverage reached television, silence became suspense and waiting became entertainment. If you have ever found yourself watching a clock tick down, you have felt that shift. Over time, the draft expanded into a multi-day prime-time event. Millions now watch across television, streaming platforms, and social media. Advertising slots during draft coverage command premium rates because attention is guaranteed. The draft became valuable not because of football, but because of suspense. You keep watching because you do not want to miss what happens next. That attention quickly turned into revenue. Fans are not charged to attend the draft, yet it generates enormous income. Long-term broadcast agreements are worth billions of dollars and shape how the event is paced and presented. Corporate sponsorships are embedded throughout the broadcast, from stages to graphics to sponsored segments that blend seamlessly into analysis. Advertising becomes unavoidable, often unnoticed. Digital platforms add another layer. League and team content is monetized through ads, partnerships, and subscriptions. Merchandise sales surge immediately after picks are announced. A player has not played a single down, yet jerseys sell within minutes. That reaction feels normal because it has been trained. All of this works because information is carefully controlled. No team reveals its true draft board. Everything fans see is filtered through insiders, analysts, and league-approved narratives. That scarcity creates speculation, and speculation keeps viewers engaged. Mock drafts dominate coverage despite limited accuracy. They are constantly revised to maintain interest. With little verified information available, discussion fills the space. Fans debate possibilities instead of understanding realities. In this environment, storytelling wins and accuracy becomes secondary. If you have ever argued over a mock draft, you have already participated in the system. The same cycle appears with teams themselves. Certain franchises remain near the top of the draft year after year. High selections increase visibility, but they do not guarantee improvement. Poor management, coaching turnover, and ownership instability often stall progress. Extended rebuilds generate reliable off-season narratives. Each draft is framed as a fresh start. Media coverage returns to the same teams annually, reinforcing familiar storylines. Even losing seasons become content. From a media standpoint, predictable struggle is easier to market than sudden success. Nothing captures attention like a projected top pick sliding down the board. These moments create some of the most watched scenes of the night. Cameras linger on waiting players while explanations remain vague. Terms like team fit or concerns are mentioned without detail. The lack of clarity fuels debate, and the longer the wait, the stronger the emotional response. That tension is not a byproduct of the draft. It is a feature. Emotion is further amplified through personal storytelling. Coverage leans heavily on hardship narratives, showing family reactions and replaying emotional moments throughout the broadcast. While these stories humanize players, they also fill airtime and shift focus away from evaluation. Performance often takes a back seat to backstory. Behind all of this are players with limited power. Drafted athletes cannot choose their employer, and refusing to sign can delay or damage a career before it begins. The draft is presented as competitive balance, but it also enforces labor control. Rookie contracts are fixed by draft position, prioritizing league stability over individual freedom. Agents and insiders play their roles as well. Selective leaks shape perception, while media access limits critical reporting. Draft stock becomes a reputation battle rather than a performance discussion. Late reports shift expectations within hours, and fans consume speculation as analysis. The result is a night built for reaction. Surprise picks trigger instant judgments of genius or failure. Social media amplifies debate faster than understanding can follow. Conversation comes first, clarity comes later. All of this feeds into the draft's biggest promise: hope. It is marketed as the league's great equalizer, even though organizational instability often prevents lasting success. Fans are encouraged to believe improvement is always one draft away. That hope fuels an entire economic ecosystem. League platforms see massive traffic spikes. Team accounts generate millions of interactions. Gambling markets expand through draft-related odds and prop bets. Without a single game played, the draft delivers playoff-level engagement. Which brings us to one uncomfortable question. The NFL draft now sits at the intersection of sport and spectacle. Every layer is shaped by incentives tied to attention and revenue. Whether it still exists to promote fairness is open for debate. But once you see the design behind draft night, it may never feel the same again. Share your thoughts in the comments, and if you want more breakdowns like this, subscribe to the Enigma Path channel.